similar musical fundraisers held at the pub back in the 1950s.
On the board, the old chair stands, grass finished in his thin bony hands.
Now, the Woolpack Inn first opened in 1839, with its first landlord, John Mitten, behind the bar. 50 years later, the inn was destroyed by a fire, but it was quickly rebuilt as the Criterion Hotel and became a popular stop for the Cobb and Co coaches. Many people stayed on their travels between Melbourne and Sydney. So, in the 1900s, another floor was added, giving the hotel a dozen rooms. Known to locals as the Bottom Pub, music was a popular pastime, particularly in the 1950s, which attracted people from all walks of life. Just 10 miles up the road camped a rabbiter, who in 1952 showed up at one of these amateur hours with a broom handle to which he had loosely attached old bottle tops. He banged and rattled this bizarre instrument alongside the piano and earned himself a prize in the novelty section. At the pub that night was a man named Claude Meredith, who was so intrigued by the idea that he went home to make a replica for himself.
Yeah, another one, thanks. You know, in this day and age, no bush band would be seen or heard without its lagerphone. But, you know, back in the years, this noisemaker was unknown. In fact, until 1952, there weren't even any bush bands. That's the year I had my brilliant idea.
John here's from the Bushwhackers.
I played the button accordion, and my brainwave was to con a couple of mates, Brian and Jack, into joining me to form a band. You know, we'd sing some songs to the accompaniment of the squeeze box. Then one day, Brian and we went on a visit to my family in Holbrook.
Hey, come up to my house tonight.
Claude's John's brother.
I've got a surprise for you. Bring your squeeze box.
Ah dear, well in due course we arrived, and I was ordered to sing.
Come on, play something lively.
So, I swung into Click Go the Shears with Brian singing. Go the shears, boys, click, click, click. Wide is his blow and his hands move quick. The ringer looks around and he's beaten by a blow and curses the old swagger with a bare-bellied yo. Click, go the shears, boys, click, click, click. Wide is his blow and his hands move quick. The ringer looks around and he's beaten by a blow and curses the old swagger with bare-bellied yo. Hooray! Then there came this crashing, jingling, rhythmic sound as Claude marched in, bouncing this strange-looking instrument. It consisted of a bald-headed broom. They were all made of wood in those days, those pre-plastic years, you know, and then loosely nailed on with these bottle tops. As Claude bounced it along the floor to the downbeat, he alternatively struck it and sawed at the handle with a serrated waddy. Then he proudly pronounced these portentous words.
Introducing the one and only celebrated Lagerphone!
After a couple of tunes, we paused for another beer, and then we asked the obvious question, where the hell did you get that from?